In 2019, 7 News was part of a historic move by the USDA to ban all experiments on cats. It came after White Coat Waste Project, a DC-based taxpayers watchdog group, and I-Team investigator Scott Taylor exposed the killing of thousands of kittens at a lab in Maryland. Scott's here now with new exclusive information that reveals plans were recently in place to start the deadly research again on kittens. Scott?
That's correct, Scott. Now, this is the research grant proposal from a UC Davis associate professor that shows he was going to start later this year killing kittens after experimenting on them. 48 hours after White Coat Waste Project asked for all of his research papers, 7 News learned the doctor changed his mind and removed the kittens from his research. Meet Delilah and Petite, the first 2 cats adopted out of a Beltsville, Maryland lab in 2019, who found a forever home with Anthony Bellotti. The USDA shut down experiments at that lab involving kittens after Bellotti's White Coat Waste Project, and 7 News discovered the facility had killed nearly 3,000 kittens over 36 years.
Delilah and Petite were 2 of the breeding moms who were forced to become incubators, and their kittens were abused and experimented and killed. And for the last 5 years, they were my pets. They've been my pets and part of my family.
Bellotti's efforts led to the USDA banning all kitten experiments.
5 years ago, the greatest moment of my life was leading the campaign.
Now, 5 years later, after the historic move by the USDA, Bellotti got a tip the same type of research was about to start up again, this time at the University of California, Davis, funded by the National Institute of Health.
And we were stunned when we found out that NIH was about to waste another $400,000 to basically repeat the same experiments all over again at Davis.
Earlier this year, after receiving a tip, Bellotti's White Coat submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to both UC Davis and NIH. It revealed UC Davis Associate Professor Dr. Haron Sage received more than $400,000 in grant money from NIH to fund more experiments on kittens. UC Davis has its own cat colony on campus that supplies kittens to staff for research. Sage was expected to start up the research again later this year after documents revealed he killed 10 kittens in experiments at UC Davis in 2021. Within 48 hours after White Coat's public document request, Sage informed NIH he was changing the scope of his research to not include cats. White Coat, not the only one trying to ban kitten experiments. U.S. Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina tells 7 News her new bipartisan bill called the PAW Act, if passed, will cut funding at NIH to all testing on cats and dogs.
What reaction did you have when you heard that UC Davis and NIH tried to kickstart the cat and kitten experiments again?
Well, it's disgusting. I mean, I have a really hard time just reading about the kinds of experiments that they're doing on animals. And what's worse is that a lot of the test results don't translate to humans because our biology is so different, and it's really unnecessary. And if you're a dog lover, a cat mom or dad, you know how precious these creatures are.
Dr. Sage and NIH didn't respond to our on-camera interview requests, but UC Davis and NIH did confirm the doctor's decision to no longer use cats, which came only 2 days after White Coat requested all of the doctor's research.
48 hours after we submitted that crucial FOIA investigation, they changed the plan, they canceled it, and in effect, spared the lives of 10 more kittens.
Now, this is really important. This is a research paper published 5 years ago by NIH that shows mice can be used instead of kittens. Just last year, new research revealed kittens no longer need to be used at all. Scientists can grow cells in a lab to do all this type of research. UC Davis just told me it's shutting down its colony for good and adopting out any remaining cats, and that's the reason why the doctor decided not to use the kittens anymore. For the I-Team, Scott Taylor, 7 News.